Hey, y'all, if you've been thinking about starting a podcast and one of the biggest things that is holding you back is the name of the show, you have no idea what you're going to name it. Well, you know that I have Idea to Launch Productions. We've launched over 900 shows to date. And one of my favorite things to help people with is figure out the name of their podcast. It has to be something catchy. It has to where you should be able to grow with it. So I created this free guide. It's a 20 ChatGPT prompts to name your podcast. Now, this is whether you're launching for the first time, rebranding, or you want a stronger name that's going to resonate with your audience. Like, so what now? That resonated with you, didn't it? So these prompts are going to help you create that name that's catchy, clear, and professional. It's completely free. So if you go to the description of the episode, I'll have it linked there. Just go ahead and enter your email and I'll send it directly to you. 20 ChatGPT prompts to name your podcast.
I don't know what's going to happen next, but yeah. So what now? Welcome back to another episode of the So What Now podcast.
Hey, y'all.
I'm delusional from being sleepy. What's your excuse?
My delusion?
Yes.
Mothering. So shout out to all the moms out there that are trying to wake up early to drink their tea, their coffee, do their devotional, read a book. Just be away from your crumb snatchers where they're not pulling at your shirt, asking for something, dirtying something up. I thought I woke up the other day just nice and early. Mm-hmm. The sun went out yet. I literally had like 4 minutes to myself. 4 minutes. He walked around that corner. I said, there's no way.
Yeah.
He was like, he had a little snore when I left the bed. I said, oh, he's going to be here for a minute. I'm going to get to crank up my book, put on my pods, just drink my tea. He was wide awake. And then follow me around. I purposely recorded him. I was walking around in circles. I went into each room, recording. He was right behind me. Right behind me like a shadow.
How's he doing in school?
Love my guy. Yes, let me give you guys an update. So Sami started public school. I put him in the public school system. For those of you that have kids or don't have kids, I'll try to break it down for you as well since your kid's been out for 37 years from school. So Sam has an IEP. Basically, it's a legal document that the school system has to adhere by, and they set a plan like he needs this much help in these areas, like you need to provide that. So with that being said, it allows him to be in an ESC class, which is a special needs class that has more time. It's VPK, y'all. So they ain't doing nothing but trying to wipe the ass right and learn the colors. Mm-hmm. So I know that I'm not trying to put him into like this place where he's going to learn algebra and VPK. I'm very aware this is VPK, but it's still a very important part of their learning because it's social skills.
Yeah, getting used to being in a classroom, having to follow rules. Yeah.
So I decided we were supposed to put him in January of this year. So that was 9 months ago. I held off, kept him private. And then I said, we'll start in August, once he's 4, a little bit older. Well, we started the process. We did put him in one of the best public elementary schools that has a great ESC program in class. It's full day. They gave me all the things. Now, we were also approved for 32 hours a week for his therapist that he's been working with now for a year, just hit a year this month, that he's been doing ABA therapy. So the therapist would be with him in class to assist him one-on-one to work on his social skills. When he sometimes wants to play with you, but even though he's being nice, he's like, do you want to play with me, please? And you're like, no. He's like, but please. And he'll kind of keep going. And it's like, he doesn't understand that cue of, it doesn't matter how nice you are, they don't want to play with you. And this class is also made up of other children with special needs.
Oh, okay.
It just so happens that because I was so proactive with getting him the help that he needed. So for those of you mamas that are out there listening, and if you're like, I don't know if I want to get them diagnosed, I don't want him to have that diagnosis on paper, or my kid is fine, he'll outgrow it, or you're just, what's the word I'm looking for? Hesitant. There's some parents that just don't want to come to the realization that your child needs some fucking help. They just need some help. Your stupid ass needed help before too. But now that's why you're a little slow. If you go and okay. Let me go back. Let's go back. It just made me mad. Because I okay. My bad. Here's why I get angry. Because some of these kids need the help. And sometimes the parents, just off of whether it's pure laziness, overwhelm, or just not wanting the stigma of having a certain diagnosis for your kid, you're hindering the process for when they're older. So anywho, Sam is more the most advanced kid in his class. Socially, with certain verbal stuff, there's one that's more verbal, but they have other needs, different needs. So with that being said, the therapist has approved for 32 hours medically. The school, it's up to them whether they'll let the therapist in. Within a week, they approved the PIP to have the therapist in. But we fell now into a roadblock because it wouldn't be Carla's life if we didn't have a roadblock of the teacher that he has been in the school since I was in that school in elementary school. She's been there for a very long time. Old school teacher, but also one of the best at what she does for ESC. So she's not in a regular class. She is with special needs kids. So she has been doing a great job for a very long time. But she is old school and she feels like she can do it herself. And when she sees Psalm, she's like, he's so advanced. Like he'll be in regular VPK in no time. And I understand that I love that. I love that they see such a bright future for him. But at the same time, you just met him. And within the 2 weeks that he was in, or week and a half without his therapist, he regressed in some things.
Oh, okay.
So he started speaking less, like, coming home. And I'm like, what is that? Like even fruits that he knows. Like he'd be like, I want a strawberry, or I want blackberries, or I want whatever. He'd be like, and I'm like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
So I knew that there would be an aspect of him trying to imitate other kids at times, or just feeling more like people will do things for me without me having to put the effort in. His eye contact went down a little bit more. He started eloping. I would be like, Psalm, come here. And usually he'll come, because you gotta train these kids like a dog. So I'm like, come here. And then he'd be like, gone. And I'm like, wait a minute, I just told you to come here. And he started doing that again where he would just be gone. That's very scary for me because when he does it in public, that's when cars come into play, him opening the doors again and leaving. He started doing that. So I'm trying to explain to the teacher we need this, but the teacher does not want the RBT there. So we had to have a meeting with it was a whole bunch. It was a conference room, one of long tables. So, there's a lot of people there. It's 5 of us. And essentially the teacher is completely opposed to it. She said, well, I'll carve out 1 hour out of the day. The rest, he either needs to go to the center or at home. So she wants essentially for him to go to school from 8 to 3. And then again from 3 to 8 in therapy. That's 12 hours a day of working him. I'm not doing that. And he needs the help in the social aspect of it. He needs to learn how to sit down for a long time. He needs to learn how to, when you're eating, you have to sit, concentrate, timers. Like it's going to take time to get us there. And we're undoing all of that because although she is, and I will not take it away from her, a great teacher, she still has 9 other kids in that class.
What was her reasoning for feeling like the therapist is not needed?
She feels like she got it. She was like, he does not, we have everything that the IEP and that the medical treatment plan says that he needs. We could offer it to him here, but it's not one-on-one.
And what did she say about him regressing?
Well, she doesn't know. She has no data on that.
Share that
I did. I shared it. But at the end of the day, having an RBT there, a therapist there with him is at the discretion of the principal. So after about an hour, they don't have to allow her in. So after about an hour, they brought in the principal who's going to have the last say. I think my biggest grievance with it all was her attitude. She was just like leg crossed like this. Not really.
Teacher?
The teacher. Oh, lady. Come on now.
Yeah.
You have purple hair and all. Like, what are you doing? And I do understand that she's a great teacher, but she's very set in her ways. And she's been there for so long. The principal's been there for 5 years. No one's been there as long as she has. So she has a sense of seniority and the fact that she is good. But at the end of the day, you don't know my son. He's going to run circles around you. And he has. He came home within the first week with the scratch on his face. We were recording when that happened. A couple of days after that, he had a bump in his head. He got upset and he threw a tantrum and he hit his head on the wall or under a table, something like that. So there are little things here and there that I'm like, he will do, but he needs that extra support. So right now, they kind of made it, the principal came in. I said everything I had to say. I even cussed in there. I was like, I try not to cuss, but I did. Not in like a
You didn't cuss them out. You just dropped the curse word.
Yeah. I was like, damn, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
But I was passionate. I'm crying because I'm like, I told them my quality of life cannot go back to what it was a year ago. I will not allow that. Like it will not happen. So we met in the middle-ish to 15 hours a week. But again, to the teacher's discretion, she wants it from 9:30 to 12:30.
Okay.
He doesn't get out of school till 2:45. And then now to continue 2 hours extra, 3 hours extra at home. The therapist has to be done by 5 o'clock, which now means that every day I have to pick him up at 1:45 to do therapy from 2 to 5 at home, which now requires me to be home 2 to 5 Monday through Friday because an adult has to be here when the therapist is here.
Yeah.
So it's very inconvenient. Yes. And I would like for him to have that support in class, but I'm trying to remember this is VPK. Next year will be a different teacher. We'll see what roadblock we hit there. We do have to reconvene again in 2 weeks. So now in 2 more weeks, I'm bringing an advocate that day. and see where it goes. But I also don't want to push too hard and make it, there's a defined line because we don't want it to be a hostile situation between the teacher and the therapist and the teacher and myself.
Yeah.
Because I will cuss you out.
Yeah, and it's important for you to have a good relationship.
Absolutely. I've been trying to figure out how to, I want to bring her like a gift card to Starbucks, but I don't really know if she drinks coffee. Like I want to set that relationship with her, but I know right now she's feeling very defensive because it's her classroom. There is another child in the class that has a full-time RBT.
Oh.
But his skill level, it's a little bit lower than Psalm's, so he may visually seem like he needs it more. I think there's also an aspect of when you look at Psalm, you don't see a disability. But at the end of the day, there is a safety aspect to it. There is a language aspect to it. There is a behavioral thing that we have to deal with. And I don't want that to regress. So I'm doing whatever I have to do. And here I am again. Spread thin.
Yeah, but I'm proud of you because you remained calm. You had the conversation. You figured out a temporary compromise.
Yeah.
And you're sticking through it. If you do want to do something for her, maybe just write her a note thanking her for having the conversation.
Yeah. I don't like notes.
Okay.
I like talking. I like to see you face to face. Because I feel like with a note.
Just take her some candy or some flowers and say, like, thank you for having the conversation.
Yeah. We'll see after the next meeting. Might come in hot.
No, don't come in.
No. So we tried to bring up, okay, let's do it towards the end of the day, right? So the therapist can go straight from school to here, but she refused that as well.
Why?
So now we have like this huge gap in between when the therapist finishes at the school, because she's like, well, this is the hours that I want her in my classroom. And there's another aspect of it that I don't think she's a bad teacher. Like I said, I think she's a great teacher. But there's her assistant, there's a speech therapist that comes in, and then there's another RBT.
Oh,
so then there'll be a fifth adult. So yes, I understand. And on top of that, as I'm reaching out to tons of people that I know in the teaching space and OCPS, I've talked about, I said tons, it's like 3. Tons. But that do this as well. And they're like, yeah, we don't like when outside people come into our class and they're watching us. They're collecting data all day about what you do. So if you have an off day, there's data about you having an off day as a teacher. And I can see how that can be a little like, I don't want somebody watching me all day.
Yeah.
I want somebody watching you all day because it's my kid in your classroom. But, I get it. So we'll see where it goes. I'm trying to stay optimistic and not go in there and raise hell. But when the day comes that I have to raise hell, I will. I don't think I'm there yet.
And you know what? I feel like it's taking you a longer time to get there. So that's a good thing. That's growth.
What? Super growth. Super growth. Because I feel like I would end there guns blazing a year ago.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Sometimes I'm really wondering why people name their podcasts what they name them. It is a terrible name. So I'm going to come in and do something about it, because when you don't like something, you fix it. So you guys know at this point in time with Idea to Launch Productions and our academy, we've launched over 900 shows, topping over $1 million in revenue. It's been insane, an insane ride for me for the past 7 years. But I want to help you, either help you come up with the name for your podcast or help you rebrand and rename for a show that will actually make you money and help you grow. So I created a free guide of 20 ChatGPT prompts to name your podcast. This is whether you're launching for the first time or you're rebranding and want a stronger name. This is going to help you grow your podcast like a pro. These 20 ready-to-use prompts are going to help you brainstorm. It's going to give you ideas tailored to your audience and niche. And it's also going to give you strategies to test and refine those top picks. So what I want you to do is go to the description of the podcast. I put here a link for you to be able to get these 20 prompts. Y'all know I love ChatGPT. Well, love chat. Chat has made my life in podcasting and production so much easier, and I wanted to help you get unstuck from launching your podcast. So go ahead and get that free guide, 20 ChatGPT prompts to name your podcast.
Let's lighten it up just a second.
Please.
With our woman of the week, let's lighten it up.
Yay!
I have been thoroughly entertained the last week or so with our girl Cardi B.
Oh my gosh, she is such a joy.
She's so naturally funny, bro.
She brings me legit joy. Even when she's mad.
Yes.
And acting petty and really like showing her emotions through social media and fighting with whoever she's fighting with. It makes me laugh.
It does. So Cardi B was sued by a security guard
at a building.
Cardi B was sued by a security guard at the doctor's office from way back when she was pregnant with Culture. They said she got off the elevator. The security guard noticed who she was, and Cardi claims that the lady was filming her. And through that,
And I believe
they got into a huge argument. And the security guard claims that Cardi cut her face with her nails, which resulted in her having to get like a cosmetic surgery that was like 20 grand, I think she said. I don't know, some crazy number. There's no picture of the scar. There's no picture of like before and after the surgery, but she was suing Cardi for like a couple million.
$24 million.
Yes.
To be exact.
So the joy that Cardi has brought to us through this trial is just hilarious. Also the looks. Because she was serving looks too.
She wore a wig she said her forehead was raw because she's been changing these wigs every day for court. First of all, look at how divine timing is that she's going to court when her album is being released. I don't think that could have been
that's
any better.
Free press.
What?
Free press.
Free press every day. And then
I ain't thinking about that.
It's also Cardi is Cardi wherever she goes. You know who she reminds me of when she talks?
Ooh.
You say if this sounds bad, we take it out. But I love her. I think she's hilarious. Carla.
Oh, your Carla?
Yeah, my Carla.
I don't. I guess I just don't know your Carla that well.
Oh, okay. She reminds me so much of Carla. It's so funny because they're naturally funny when they talk. They're smart. But sometimes when they say certain things, I don't know if because Carla has a later on like second language of English, which could be it. Cardi's just the Bronx. That's just how they talk. Because her Spanish is even worse. And listening her to
Yep. Go ahead.
Yep.
It's your second language too. It's your second language too.
Listening to her to speak.
Oh my God. Listening to her speak.
Thank you, American. Listening to her speak in Spanish is fucking hilarious. She's even worse than Selena. But it gives me Selena vibes and it's so cute and it's so adorable. But I went on ChatGPT because, Chat is my lawyer as well. And I wanted to ask my lawyer, how is it even possible that this even went to trial?
I'm curious about that too.
Even though I got all the joy and I thought it was one of the best things ever that could have happened, I'm like, hey, Chat.
It was criminal?
It was a civil case. That's why. Okay. All right. So this is exactly why it was able to even get to court because there was no evidence of this girl's damage to her face. The doctor in the office came down and explained how Cardi never touched her. It was the security guard's fault. The employee up there also said she never hit her. Actually, I got hit, and I think I got hit from
the girl
itself. Everyone was like, we saw this, and this is not what happened.
So like, your question is so valid. How does an attorney think that this is a good case to take to trial?
Well, first of all, now we know the attorney's name, which is probably not a good thing because he was terrible. But I asked the question, like, from a legal perspective, not whether she's guilty or innocent, but why would this case legally go to court, even if the evidence seemed like
terrible?
What is going on here? So here we go. Anyone can file a civil lawsuit if they believe that they were harmed, as long as they meet the basic requirements, which is jurisdiction and filing the fees. That's it for a civil case. Okay. And at this stage, the court is not going to weigh in whether the evidence is strong. The standard is just whether the complaint states the claim and you could legally entitle the plaintiff to relief if proven true. That's it.
But like, I guess this goes back to the attorney, because shouldn't he have looked at it and been like, girl, we're not going to win?
That doesn't matter when you're getting to sue Cardi B and now your name is going to be in. Do you know how many people are talking about this lawyer right now?
Not in a good way.
It doesn't matter. His name is out there. His name is out there.
I don't know about it not mattering when it comes to an attorney.
The motion to dismiss. So if Cardi B's lawyers thought that the claim had no evidence, they could have filed the motion to dismiss, or they could have done a motion for summary judgment later in the process, arguing that there's no genuine dispute. But these motions are not always grounded, and the courts usually prefer to let both sides present their case fully unless the claim is clearly baseless.
Got it.
So that's why it happens. So why the judges let weak cases proceed, and the court often goes on the side of letting cases proceed because dismissing too early could deny someone their day in court.
Got it. Okay.
So just because they're right. So you have to have your day in court. Mm-hmm. And judges don't decide facts at the beginning. The juries do in civil trials. So it's not the judge that was going to make a ruling on this, as a jury. So sometimes evidence also surfaces later in discovery. Okay. So as you know, as the trial goes in and you'll be watching like Law and Order and something comes in last minute, like the door opens really big. We've got this paperwork. It's like this huge new evidence. It could happen. Yeah. So even though it looks non-existent early on, then something can be allowed later that it does it. So it's a civil case. In short, the case is made it to the court because U.S. civil procedure gives plaintiffs plaintiffs a wide leeway to file lawsuits. So if you want to sue Cardi, she said,
no, she gave a warning after this was over. She said, a lot of y'all feel like y'all could sue celebrities because we just going to settle out of court. She said, the next one of you motherfuckers sue me, I'm doing a counterclaim on your ass.
You're going to sleep under the fucking bridge. You're going to sleep outside.
Tasha K owe her money?
Huh?
Tasha K.
Oh, she been getting it back. She should have learned from Tasha K. But this time she was like, you big as a house, so I'm going to let you slide.
So let's talk about that. What was your funniest or your like best quote from the trial?
Okay, you go first. Let me think.
Mine was, she's security bid. She looked like she could protect the building. Bitch, was somebody, imagine you're in trial and it's really someone calling you fat all day, every day.
The whole time.
The whole time.
So funny. And it shouldn't be funny, but it's
that
like
poor woman. But she brought this frivolous case. So like, yeah.
And again, when Cardi was like, "Were you scared?" She's like, "I was scared she was gonna beat my ass. I'm pregnant." And it's when it's your first pregnancy, you feel like if somebody touches you the wrong way, you're gonna lose your baby.
Girl, why Cardi talking about? I mean, I was 130 pounds. Like Cardi, I was so small and tiny, so tiny. And bitch, you
she was so funny. I think for me was when she fell asleep. Girl, you seen her sleeping on the trial?
Girl, she was and I said, but you know what? That's that pregnancy sleepy.
I think she's pregnant.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Cardi is very pregnant.
It's okay. I think Cardi or not, because there's people that probably have the same or even more money than Cardi in real life, and we don't know who they are. If you got the money, it's not ideal because I would like to see, parents being
together,
very active in their children's lives. It's just best, right? That's how how we're supposed to be. But at the end of the day, whether Cardi has 13 kids or just these kids, 5 baby daddies, whatever it is, she can take care of those kids. And you can tell she loves them. And
she loves being a mom. And I also think, and you can let me know if this is wrong, because I mean, I know you're not Dominican, but like, not same thing, because that would be terrible to say, but adjacent. I feel like Dominicans don't really have abortions like that. Like in that culture, you keep your babies.
I think it's a Caribbean thing.
Yeah, like a Caribbean thing. Like people, they don't really be fucking around with abortions like that. Like they have babies.
Yeah, I had a friend in Puerto Rico. She had about 6 of them.
Yeah,
and that's who I usually think too when I think of someone that used abortions as a method of contraception. In the Caribbean, you can't be gay. You can't have abortions. But one thing you could do? Pop out all the babies without marriage. But you're going to call that man your husband. Because your grandmammy and everybody going to be like, how's your husband doing? That is not my husband.
So speaking of husbands, do you think it's her husband is the baby's father? Do you think Offset is the baby's father?
I mean, when she was pregnant with the last one, was it Blossom her name?
Yeah, Blossom, yeah.
She didn't even know she was pregnant. Mm-hmm. And they weren't together. I don't think it matters, honestly. When it comes to Cardi specifically, I really hope she isn't. But a baby has never stopped her.
No.
A baby her career has not slowed down at all with any of these babies. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it'll affect her in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, completely standing outside of it, totally being a bystander. I'm like going through it like, who would it be better to be the baby daddy? Just like leave it like they're all with Offset, or would it be Stefan? Like she don't even know. Oh, he did? I'm like, it's awkward either way, bro.
Yeah.
But you know what I think though? I think if it wasn't Offset, he would be like calling her out in the media.
He has. He went on a whole press
about it. The baby?
Not the baby.
That's what I'm saying. Like if it wasn't his, I think he would be like, "Oh, you already got pregnant by the next nigga."
He's not touching it because Cardi got something on his ass that she's like, "Shut the fuck up and leave me alone." Just the same way I be telling my baby daddy, and I told him very clearly, "Shut the fuck up." And that's when they ceased. They took him out completely of anywhere with him having a platform. He ain't talk too much because he know. Yeah. Don't make me go Cardi on your ass. And I will. But with this one, nobody give a fuck about him. So it don't really matter.
Yeah.
But their egos be so big that they think. So I think she got something on him that's keeping him from like saying too much.
I'm leaning towards Offset as the baby daddy if we take him back.
I'm leaning towards Stefan. I think she would have had an abortion if it was Offset.
Stefan got a big old penis. Okay, last thing before we move on from this one though. Why do you think she's not like coming out and saying she's pregnant?
Because she don't have to. She lie about this shit all the time. I think she's lying about all 3 kids. She liked that shit.
Yeah, I think they were all like, "Oh, here's my baby."
It's a publicity thing.
All
or
right.
maybe she just wants to be private. She just don't want to talk about it. And she just speculate.
Yes.
She don't got to tell us. I hope she don't tell us at all. Have the baby and we never find out. We don't have to know about this fourth one. We don't have to know its name. We don't have to know you had it. Go into hiding after the album. Have the baby pop back out after you had another surgery.
I can't wait to hear the album. Her last album was a lot of fun.
That was her only album.
Yes. Her only album was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. Do I love this new song? No.
No?
The Imaginary Player song? No.
I like Outside and I like them both.
No, it sounds like
Did you like Outside?
It sounds like she's rapping with food in her mouth for me, for Imaginary Player.
Okay, well, if we're trying to just get to her rapping skills, I don't think that's why she's famous or has sold a lot of albums. I don't think she's the greatest rapper.
No, I don't think.
I think she's a fun rapper.
Yeah, but like this isn't a fun song. That's why I don't think it was a good one for her.
It's doing well, I think.
It's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is.
It has
Let's
a lot
ask
of
ChatGPT.
It has a lot of criticism.
They criticize anything she does. She breathes and she gets criticized.
I don't.
Hey, chat, how is Cardi B's new song Imaginary Players doing? Is it doing well in the charts? Did it, how is it doing? My friend over here really know what's up. Let's see. It's searching the web. I would love for you to search it. Billboard Hot 100s it debuted at number 70 in the Hot 100 chart, making it the highest charting new entry that week and also a top-selling new song by a female artist in that frame. iTunes charts debuted at number 1, appeared 3 times in the top 40, ranking number 6 worldwide, number 9 in Europe, New Zealand Hot Singles number 30. The cultural impact since the release, its interest in Jay-Z's original Imaginary Players and his album made it big. Should do that to me.
I think everybody listened the first week. I do agree with that because people were curious, but haven't heard it since. Let's move on to our motherhood segment. Let's talk about this betrayal thing you wanted me to watch.
I actually don't feel like talking about it anymore.
You told the people to watch the show, Carla.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull up my notes. One of the biggest things that I want to say about Betrayal is that it was a podcast. And now it's a show. So if you're looking to start a podcast, please do it quickly. And if it's a seasoned podcast with a story that you really break down, 10 episodes, get us through it, please do it. We love shit like that. It's going to do great. So this is Betrayal, and season 3 is actually called Under His Eye. I watched this on Disney Plus Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. So now, Disney bought Hulu.
Yeah.
So now it's Disney, Hulu, ESPN.
So if I have Disney Plus, I can watch Hulu?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I didn't know that.
You don't need your Hulu stuff anymore. So here's what's going on. I'm gonna give you a full breakdown.
Yes, because I didn't watch. Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna look for the first time.
Yeah, it scares me.
It's very scary. So the betrayal starts. It's a woman named Stacy. She's a single mom, and she fell in love with Dr. Justin Rutherford, and he looked from the beginning like the perfect man. He's successful, charming, and great stepdad. She had 2 children before from a previous marriage. So after they get married, and they've been together for a couple years, the kids love and adore him. They have this new home. They find a hidden camera in their house. And this sets off alarms that Justin may not be who he seems he is. When they met, he was in medical school. He did his residency. He did all of the things. And he just seemed like he was perfect. They moved houses. They had this huge home. They were the house that everyone partied at, all the kids, family. They played poker together. It was like when you're watching all the behind the scenes and video and the reenactments of it, they were so happy. And the kids talk about how happy they were. I believe the youngest was like around 5 or 6.
When they got married?
Yes. And the daughter was maybe in her early teens. And she was a very angry kid. Like she was angry at every man that her mom dated after the husband. They were all really, really shitty people. And the younger boy wanted his mom to just be happy. And he would tell the older sister, stop being mean to men so mom could finally be happy. He knew that they weren't the greatest, but he's like, I just want my mom to be happy. And the girl was like, fuck them. As soon as they walk in, she'd be like, whatever. But when she first met Justin, she said he shook our hand. He was like, anything you guys want, just talk to me, ask me. And she was like, whoa, this is different.
Yeah.
So they both love him. They get to this point. They find this hidden camera. It was actually 2 of the friends of the little boy. At this time, they're about 14, 15 when this happens. So his investigation with the hidden camera opens the can of worms for the fact that he gets arrested the first time and it starts showing his dark truth. So I want you guys to know when you go to a house, it was a plug. It looks like a regular plug where you insert your USB. So it was just plugged in without a cable. in the bathroom, and it had a little tiny camera in it. So you wouldn't even know. You would just think it's a plug in the outlet, but it's a camera that's recording with an SD card in it. So they come forward that they arrest him. And what happens here is that they find thousands and thousands of hours of people in the bathroom. The daughter at this point is older, married. She was doing the nasty with her husband in the bathroom. That's caught. People using the restroom after the shower.
Oh my God.
People that live there, people that don't live there. So this really started a whole new twist. And then something comes out. A friend of the young boy says, hey, there was this one time we stayed over and I was on the couch and I felt Justin like removing the blanket off of me and touching me. But Justin would give the kids liquor and get them drunk. So because the boy was under the influence, he was not a strong witness, because it could have been anything else. It could have been like he was drunk and maybe the dad was trying to cover him up. And he's like, I feel like something happened, but he doesn't remember. It's also very blurry. So when it looks like this is all happening, it looks like Justin is coming. He revealed that now Justin is trying to kill the witness. Which witness is this? When they realize that the boy is not a good witness, the son, who is super close to Justin. Now, at this point, him and Stacey have had 2 new babies. The oldest son, the stepson, comes forward and he's like, I love Justin. He's the best stepdad. He's been the best stepdad this whole time. But he's been molesting me since day one. So the same time that he was grooming the mom and being a great dad, he was molesting the young boy, but very little, subtle. It was gradually growing to the point where it got where they basically like kind of had a relationship against the little boy, but it was like he would turn that mode on and off. Like, here's when we do this, but I'm such a great dad. I played with you. I talked to you. All the other kids, he'd be on the floor playing with the kids. He did all the things, and he was a great provider. And then his mom was so happy. He's like, I can't go back to letting my mom being sad, so I can't do that. So now that this boy steps forward, he starts plotting to kill the fucking kid.
Wait, who's gonna kill the kid?
Justin, the doctor, is in jail trying to kill the son, the stepson.
Oh my God.
That way they would not.
So he can't be a witness.
Yes, and if he's not a witness, he would just
paid
get charged. He's working now. So his mom had passed away, but his mom had a best friend. So let's say it's me and you, right? I leave Psalm to you. So now Psalm is like your son. You, which they called Nanny, lived with them, and she's protective of Justin. So she's kind of like blinded by all of this.
Yeah, she don't believe it.
But you know how there's like those fucked up moms that no matter what, it's like, my son is a murderer, but I'm going to help him. Because he flew to Europe and escaped for a while, and he was gone. But he's such a sociopath, he came back.
Oh, wow.
He thought he was going to get away with it. Came back like a year later. They couldn't find him, but she knew the whole time where he was. Came back, he got caught, he goes to jail. But that was the biggest like plot twist. Now he's trying to kill the boy. They find all these letters, and now they charge him with that. So he, of course, got found guilty of everything. But the biggest thing to me was the boy afterwards. He's now, I think, 18, and he's engaged in the documentary. He talks about that, so spoiler alert, obviously. But the way that the kid was so fucked up mentally, he tried to take his life.
Oh my gosh.
Because he's like, if I just die now, everyone's life would be better, you know? So that happened. And also, it was really hard for him to separate the two, just like the girl in the last documentary, to separate that really good guy.
That monster from your parent.
Oh my gosh. So fucking sad. But that all brought me to the motherhood segment of, I'm dating, bro.
I know. Yeah.
Or I'm not dating, but I want to date. I want to eventually do all of this. And someone who seems so perfect, there was no signs. The husband of the daughter lived there. The daughter lived there. The other kids. The friend that set them up. And the blind. Like all this, and no one knew.
Damn.
No way anyone could have known. And then, you know, this man stood in trial. The young boy actually got the help. He went to therapy. He's doing so much better now. But that man stood up in trial and he was like, I thought we had a relationship. You're the only person I've ever done this with. And it's like, you're talking about a kid that's right in front of you.
Oh, so he was twisted enough to feel like it was consensual almost.
Yes.
Like they had a relationship.
Yes.
Oh,
and then he tells the judge was like, you can have zero contact with no children. I think he's in there for like 70 years, something crazy, right? And he goes to the judge, okay, so when my kids turn 18, I can talk to them, right? And the judge was like, by no means ever will you ever have any contact with any of those children.
Wow.
Because for some time, the mom felt guilty and let her video chat with him, the little kids, to the dad. And because the dad would video chat with the kids, he was able to know the layout of the house to tell the killer how to get around the house and kill the boy.
Crazy.
So sad. So it just made it even scarier because it was an upstanding citizen, a doctor, educated, money, great in the eyes of society. But they always say, every time we hear about these cases, or most of the time, it's like the person that you most wouldn't think of.
Yeah. Well, but also it is usually a parent or somebody like really close, like a family member or something. I think you just always have to be checking in with your kids.
Always.
Like always.
Man, it's so scary seeing boys. There's an actor in the show, which his name is like leaving my mind, but I guess he was molested as well when he was younger, and it took him into his 50s to speak up about it, but he's kind of mentoring him in a way. And he was saying the only way to get rid of the stigma is to talk about it, because every time it's a preacher or some pastor or a teacher or a parent or a babysitter, it's trusted family members or people that we have to talk about it so we can see it. But it's just so hard with boys because you're not supposed to talk about that.
And yet there's a different type of shame when it comes to a boy.
Yeah.
Get yourself ready for a trip through McDonaldland. There's fish and volcanoes, you'll even find a French fry there. Just turn around and see if you won't find a hamburger patch.
Order the McDonaldland meal today and get the Mount McDonaldland shake with your very own character souvenir kit.
All right, real quick, before we got out of here, I wanted to talk to you about this. I really wanted your opinion.
Okay.
I saw Southwest has a new policy where if you're plus size, you have to buy a second ticket.
I don't understand why this wasn't a thing from day one. Because there's nothing wrong with you being plus size. I mean, unless you have like health issues and you're going to die off of it. But if some people are plus size and maybe they may not have like internal issues, right? Whatever. Lizzo says she didn't have any until she lost weight. But at the end of the day, your size should not impede on my comfort and flying. And I fly often. So it's crazy that I say that. Like my life has been into like flying often.
You be on them planes.
I be in the planes. But it's happened to me where I'm sitting down and I literally can't move, or like their legs, their body is just in my side.
Too, yeah.
And it's not comfortable. And then don't let them stink. Because then that's like, I'm big, I can't move, and you smell.
Okay.
What are we doing?
But I don't understand how they're going to police this.
They should police the same way they police my carry-on.
No,
you know how you put the carry-on in the little thing?
Right.
If you can't fit here and sit within your seat, then you have to buy a second seat.
But it's usually going to be too late by then. The plane is full.
Yeah. Well, then you can't get on the flight. The same way that when you bring your carry-on, they can't put you under either. with the luggage. So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to police this.
I don't think they're going to expect people to self-report, and I wouldn't be self-reporting.
But I also think, isn't it like illegal to like, isn't this like discrimination kind of?
This is what I'm saying. So the most I can see them doing is you get there, you go to sit down, you overflowing into the other seat, and they say you have to get off. And I can see the camera coming on right now. Why are you saying I can't stay on the plane? Oh, you guys are.
If that's the case, then the person has to be like, building. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
If you can't see the fact that you are in somebody else's personal space that they paid for, that's just not fair.
Yeah, I just don't see them being successful with being able to do it. I see a lawsuit coming.
You think so?
I do.
Let me see. Police oversized people in the seat. Because I want to know how they will police it. Because I
that's what I'm saying. It's not like when we buy our ticket, they're gonna be like, "How much do you weigh?"
I don't think that shouldn't be a thing either, because they'll say you're tall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no other way to do it unless it's gonna be when you get there.
So they're saying they no longer will offer a free extra seat on the airport. Instead, past the extra seat must be purchased at the time of booking if the passenger cannot fit in a single seat with armrest down. Refund eligibility is limited and contingent on all the following. The flight departs with at least one open seat. So you buy both seats. If there's at least one, well, then two open seats when the flight is taken off, then they'll refund you the other seat because they can put you somewhere. Both seats were bought in the same fare class, and the refund request was submitted within 90 days. But how are they going to police this?
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna have to do a Cardi B and look.
So if an extra seat was not secured in advance and none are available at the airport, the airline may require you to buy one on the spot or rebook you to another flight if seating cannot be accommodated.
How awkward for the poor flight attendants.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Oh my gosh. But I think what's going to make it... No, because even myself, when I've had this happen to me, and it's happened multiple times, how do you tell somebody, bro, you're on my space?
Yeah.
They can't scoot it over.
Right.
You know? And even if they stick it in for a second, it's going to spill back over. All right.
Okay. We can move on. Do we have a review for this week? This body spilling over is wild.
It's wild because at the end of the day, it's not like body shaming or anything. Okay.
No.
If you're happy with your size, but your stuff should not impede. Like, you're a workout freak. You like to work out. It shouldn't affect my life.
No.
Where it's like you're working. Let's say we were roommates and you wake up at the crack of fucking dawn to go work out. You shouldn't be like, clack, 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 clack.
I would hope if you're really that big, you would go ahead. And
they don't, bro. They don't see it. They don't see it.
Yeah. But the reason I want to talk about it, because I was really curious, like, how do we envision them enforcing this? I don't see it happening. I really don't. It's awkward for the flight attendants or the pilot, whoever got to get up and say, hey, you're too big for this. Ooh. And like, it's going to lead to like discrimination cases and lawsuits and stuff.
It's not discriminatory if I can see you and you're in somebody else's way. And if the seat next to you is open, they're saying, we'll refund you. If the space is available, you don't have to pay for it. We just don't want you to be all up in somebody else's space that they paid, their money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me see what I got here. Somebody said I was wrong about something. So let's see. Gabriela Martinez. Gabriela Martinez says, wrong. A skinny BBL is for women who have little fat to transfer but still want to reshape. What you're talking about is a natural BBL. So Gabriela said, no, but you fat. You're not getting no skinny BBL. You're not the skinny kind.
I think I said that on thing. I was like, I don't think it's...
So I guess I don't qualify for skinny BBL. I'm just a fluffy bitch.
No, you're not.
Needs a natural BBL.
No, you're not. You don't need a BBL. You don't need a BBL.
I can use a BBL though. I was looking about it. Dr. Kurz had a little September.
Oh, there's a different doctor that I would recommend. He's in Miami. His name is like Dr. Jung or something. I don't know why I'm obsessed with looking at that type of stuff. It's on my TikTok. Like,
really?
All types of plastic surgery is on my TikTok. It's very interesting to me. But I don't think you need a BBL. I don't think you want a BBL.
So I look at it sometimes and I'm like, man.
Because if you was going to get a BBL, you should have been got BBL. Like, BBLs aren't even in style anymore.
Well, I don't want a BBL to look like
a BBL.
A BBL. I would want it to look very natural.
Yeah, you're not getting a BBL.
What I'm scared of is like,
dying?
The dying, the after. You don't know how your body's gonna react to it.
Mm-hmm.
You then start growing fat in other places.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the recovery. Oof, that looks tough.
I couldn't do it just because I would never have clothes on. So I would be in jail, honestly, if I got a BBL. So that's why
But then sometimes, I ain't gonna lie to you, I see the specials or I see people doing it and I'm like, I could put a little credit card on that. I could use my Frontier credit card. For a little booty, with a little small waist. And sometimes I would love lipo. I think I would look great with lipo 360.
Okay.
No fat transfer, because my booty's not small. It's just I'm shaped weird.
Is there like do you have to be like a certain weight, like overweight?
I'm sure I hit the thresh mark.
You have not.
I'm sure I hit the thresh mark for what it would take to have a 360 lipo. And it's only $8,000 right now.
Okay, so maybe you get your lipo when I do my face stuff.
But I'm scared of lipo, then my stomach gonna look like it has that stuff.
Oh yeah, that is rough.
That's what I don't like.
That is rough. That is. And I don't think that necessarily, I think the doctor is a part of it, but I think how we heal is also another part. And
so I heal pretty good from stuff. Mm-hmm. But you know what? I'm thinking about going to go see my boob surgeon. To just like, he's been doing his little thing on Instagram. He has a whole little social media team now. And I think he's great, my surgeon. So I was thinking about going for a checkup and be like, what do you think you could do?
For your boobs?
Anything.
Your boobs look great.
But I feel like I could get them like.
They look natural.
They do.
They look good.
I'm at a point in my life where
I don't think you should touch your boobs.
No. I I think I'm just anxious about stuff, and I just start doing shit.
Yeah, no, leave
like
your
when I do
body
my
alone.
Chin, thank God we didn't do video for those episodes.
Go to the gym. Leave your body alone.
Yeah.
You
know who just got abs for the first time? Halle Berry. At 50. I sent you that yesterday. She said, finally I see them. And she's in her 50s. And I was like, that's right. I'll wait till my 50s too.
Well, I don't think she was waiting the whole time. I feel like she was working on it and it finally came. So don't wait until your 50s to start working on the abs.
Okay.
I think you'd like work on it now.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, I started again. Now I can barely sit down to take a piss. So let's see how long this goes. I think I had a goal to lose weight for. What was it? I got something coming up.
It's ADHD.
I got something coming up. And when something's coming up,
you be so serious about the gym.
Rev up.
You be so dedicated.
The second that shit is done, I sit down and I work. I make that bank account fat.
That bank account and that belly.
Both together. They go together.
Real bad. All right. We love you guys.
Peace out. See you next week.
Bye.